spot in the redemption bracket, all in an attempt to get that beautiful trophy there. We got the Red Raptor, we got the Teros. Game number 1 on Apocalypse.
Let's do it. This determines our top 6 for bracket. Ladies and gents, Kyna versus Raydish happening right now. And just like that, already stealing the orb away, getting the action going.
Nice to see a little change of pace here with a little bit of some orb gameplay. Now we see Raydish already playing into that patented safe neutral game for sure. A lot of end lights here, keeping Kyna away from him. And even there, engaging and stacking, knowing that the Axe can definitely struggle with that. The end light's going to be a great way of getting him off. The end light for Raydish, I mean, on the orb.
Correct, 100%. Let's see. And again, just not wanting to press any buttons quite yet. Tries to rip a side light right there. Is Raydish to connect the side air right afterwards. But Kyna, now we're seeing a change of pace for him as well. Slowing things down, not really committing to too many more buttons just yet. A little bit of damage right here. Side light to get off me is Raydish. Can't connect on the ground as well. But worse, a little bit worse for wear right now is Raydish. Boots comes through, and immediate recovery won't find a KO, but is enough to get Kyna off the weapon.
Getting a little charge there on that GC neutral unarmed sig. Side air sends off stage. Kyna having to recover low here. Raydish was talking about being explosive in the edge guards with the ground pound. I didn't think he would
First ever recorded Boots ground pound from Raydish. That's crazy. Here we go.
Went for it all there, didn't find it. The weapon toss to break the mold.
Okay, tries to go for gravity cancel, side light, side air, but can just get one off the ground instead for first strike. Raydish off to the races now, keeping that orb equipped, of course.
Yeah, what's interesting, what we saw there was Raydish on a lot of these whiffs, instead of running away from Kyna, he's actually stacking on top of Kyna when he's on the Axe. You see Raydish like, okay, I missed a move, I'm gonna try to stack on top, but there it doesn't work out as Kyna is able to get a turnaround and light to close out that stock.
Okay, slight little weapon starve right here, but Raydish is able to prime the orb from the prior stock, so we just see side light, side air to push off stage once again. Recovery doesn't get too much more after that. Kyna waiting to press a button right now, but there's the whiff punish from Raydish swinging first.
Light there, both of them going for their big burst options. Raydish out on top of it. This soft platform kind of fake as safety for sure, as both players are going to be able to shark the platform very safely. The downlight, of course, on the Axe. Raydish, no stranger to throwing out those nairs towards it. Side air sends off stage. Kyna having to land back down. Side light into side air. Or players only want one thing, and it's that. The side air from Raydish trying to confirm the stock, but still continues to put Kyna in sweat beads. Kyna finds a way back down to the stage, but Raydish stacking on top of Kyna, forcing Kyna to create some space between him. The side air sends off stage once again, going for another side air. Kyna
reversal,
flips the situation, down air and ground pound. Raydish
covers all of it.
The third, and that downer is it. Kyna flips it immediately on the Axe. Raydish talking about the edge guards. Kyna knowing that Raydish smells blood in the water, and there it pays off for Kyna to flip it with that down air.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is like pretty unorthodox for Raydish, right? To be able to just send it off stage in some of these positions when we know him as the guy that plays it so patient, so clean. Can he get right here off the weapon toss? Boots come through once again. Does he go for the ground pound? Just gonna get a Sarah, and that is plenty to take the stock, but Kyna's taking a bit of a damage lead. He does have orb in hand though, so Raydish slight advantage.
Yeah, and we're going to see the Axe again, which is what we've been seeing a majority of this game. The Endlight sends off stage. This just completely changes the pace of the match, as Raydish had such a nice lead. Now having to play from behind sidelight into side air, goes for a second sidelight. Kyna has yet to been hit with anything after that initial sidelight side air from Raydish.
Okay, another Sarah comes through once again. Kyna pushes off stage right there with the end light. Raydish has to recover, but the setup with the weapon toss, Raydish threading the needle. Why did he go for a ground pound? He just lost the game for it.
Player 2 wins.
Yeah, I don't know if watching his own interview gassed up the edge guards a little too much for Raydish, but man, that is not the ground pound we needed to see there, as Kyna capitalized 2 of the 3 stocks in Raydish's attempts to go off stage and find those edge guards, stacking on top of the orb, trying to make something happen. Ends up costing you, as Kyna's just too ready for it.
Yeah, very, very brutal position right there. I mean, we kind of alluded to this, right? Like, very unorthodox from Raydish to just send it off stage in some of these positions where he is so good at methodically picking these characters apart with losing their options one after the next. I mean, rough position right there, but Raydish goes down 0-1 in this first game.
Raydish here picks up the battle boots, kind of immediately throws it away, saying, I don't really want to lean into the battle boots on the Red Raptor, mostly playing into the orb. And yeah, a lot more patient play from Raydish. Not so scrambly, maybe kind of tempering the nerves here. Kind of dashing back into center stage, and we see kind of the the scary part about Kyna's gameplay, where he just is fully grounded and is able to juggle you without really committing any of those options. Raydish, though, forcing him into the air with that side light into side air. Finally gets a subsequent side air, has to avoid that down sig. Instead, a downer comes out from Raydish, but still gets swatted away, goes back to center stage, side light, side air once again. Refreshes the situation. That side light would have been the end of the stock, but instead Kyna getting a stomp into the side air.
Ooh, GC Nair just covers the descent, but Kyna drifts in, chase dodge down to try to cover. Raydish now in a bad position, but that Sair is enough to do it for now. Red Raptor coming out with the first strike.
Very, very important for Raydish to find that stock there, and definitely a good morale booster. And Raydish is completely leaning
it's a race for the weapon spot, but Kyna's able to get it.
That was crazy that Terrace was able to keep up with Red Raptor there, but now Kyna the one that is able to get the weapon advantage and force Raydish in a terrible spot off stage. The end light sends away, not enough to KO, but the next one very well can. Raydish, of course, up a stock though, looking for that extra credit. Can't find much more though. End light sends Raydish off stage once again. Another weapon trap there. Kyna feinting to go off stage. Raydish unfazed by it this time, stacking on top of Kyna. There's the side sig.
Yeah, and I really like that you pointed out in game one, PJ, the when Raydish is on Orb, just stacking on top of Kyna, because Neutralite just being such a potent button to cover in front and behind. Kyna just doesn't have a lot of options in these positions, but it's going to be the gravity cancel end light right there to find the equalizer stock. Let's see if Raydish can pick up a weapon and maybe regain a lead.
Boots online for Raydish now. Side air there, going for the side light afterwards. Kyna has been very good at not even dodging through it, just like not giving him those options, using that grounded movement very, very efficiently. Recovery continues to juggle there. A nice little lead for Raydish here, but nothing too crazy, especially with a man like Kyna who gets that side light, gets the Nair as well. Raydish struggling to find landing even on the orb, but man, another side light side air, looking for the side air here. Kyna doesn't give him anything though. Raydish respecting it, going back to center stage. I like this approach a little bit better, playing a little more safe, believing in yourself, to hold that center stage versus Kyna.
I agree. Here we go. Neither player wanted to press the button right here. Raydish was looking to dribble the ball earlier here in this stock. Finds the side air, does not connect. Side light misses as well, so Kyna gets the three-piece, but the last one doesn't connect. Raydish now looking for that single opening from either side right here. Oh, they're both blind spotted because they're stacked on top of each other, but Raydish gets the better end of that exchange.
Side light, side air is all it takes for Raydish, especially in that high damage. Having that very consistent true confirm is just amazing versus a player like Kyna, who really has to fight for his KOs that end light will send off stage. And I'm saying fighting for the KOs, it seems as if it's easy light work for Kyna. That down light didn't find its KO though.
Ooh, okay, yeah, looking for another down light right there, but that soft platform doing Raydish a lot of favors right here. Can he stack on a little bit more damage before he inevitably falls out right here to pretty much anything from Kyna at this point?
And you see Raydish now playing a little bit more defensively on the soft platform, realizing that a down light is the only thing that Kyna can consistently do, and even that's kind of like a 50-50 as Raydish uses that very crafty platform movement, and now Kyna can't find anything. Fully holds the side sig out so that Kyna can't whip punish with the side air. Smart stuff from Raydish. Even if he's putting himself off stage, he's still in a good spot. As I say that though, Kyna finding the end light there at center stage, definitely enough to KO, as Raydish now, I believe, is going to be looking to pick up some battle boots, but we've been seeing him throw them away immediately in favor of that orb.
Okay, recovery, reads the drift in though. Raydish making some work happen right here, crossing up, side switching over to the left side as well. Imagine
if that caught the jump, Kyna just barely able to drift away. Raydish looking to pick up that weapon there, but goes for a Nair instead, but Kyna getting a down stick there. The downer doesn't connect, but a recovery will. Going for the side air to set up another edge guard sequence. Can't find it. The side light doesn't get punished by Kyna. The recovery unarmed Kyna. Another side light from Raydish.
Raydish side light side air, very easy, especially if you get it facing right side in that position. Okay, Kyna doesn't want to press anything quite yet. That one is going to be enough to do it, and just like that, Raydish evens the set count up, 1-1.
Completely different than the previous game where Raydish was the one pushing the issue off stage, really playing aggressive, stacking on top of Kyna, which he was doing in this game, but a completely different success as Raydish is able to use that soft platform to kind of weave in and out, create some time and some space to think, and it's working out. He's pondering his orb because he's got all the time in the world to do so. Raydish taking that game 1-1 into game number 3.
Yeah, just gazing deeply into the orb and saying, do I have what it takes to deny this insane momentum that Kyna has built up over the course of this redemption bracket? Now the second player to be able to take a game off of Kyna in this redemption bracket as well. Raydish, I mean, like we said, the Achilles heel for some South America players, and it's looking like he's the last hope right here because Kyna's unstoppable otherwise.
An incredibly close game, even with Kyna 39% accuracy on the on the lights there, but 463 damage on the axe. We definitely see both players favoring a certain weapon, but as I was saying that, Raydish picked up the battle boots and really changed up the tempo there in the last stock, and I feel like that was really important to build really great damage versus Kyna's hammer. Seeing the success that, you know, Sandstorm just had in the previous set with the battle boots versus the hammer, picking up a little bit of that. This is Raydish in good form. The last game, in game number 1, I feel like a little bit more scrambly, a little bit more antsy. Now, kind of calm, cool, collected, realizing the game plan and really initiating it well.
Totally agree. And I mean, North American fans in the chat can dream if that Boots signature was going to hit and can take that stock outright. But alas, we go on to our next game right here. Maybe we'll see some more Boots action out of Raydish as we go over to Small Fortress Alliance.
3, 2, 1,
Going to be looking forward to it here. Another soft platform. Biggest difference being, of course, it's a lot higher in the air, which will be a lot safer for Kyna to try to pressure it with a downlight on the axe, but get the orb into the hammer. We'll see if Kyna can find some activation, because the last game only double-digit damage on that hammer.
Yeah, and I mean, we've said it time and time again at this point, but the simplified punish that you can get from a weapon such as Orb cannot be understated. It's almost like the antithesis to the way South America plays the game, which is very, very hard to play.
Oh, he gets the end sig off a high recovery read. That was insane, but it wasn't enough to KO or disarm. Kyna still holding
Let it rock! Okay, Bite comes through, just tossing the ball over, says, catch these hands for just a second, maybe the boots instead.
That was a crazy spot. I cannot believe that I don't know what he tried to do with that edge guard, but it was crazy.
Oh, okay. The gravity cancel kind of repositioned Kyna to not get hit right there from Raydish, but it didn't matter because there were no resources left anyway. Raydish strikes first right here, and it looks like he's carrying a little bit of momentum of his own with him now in this bracket.
Dodge in place there. Kyna looking to scour out any sort of hit here, but high soft, it's a lot harder for Hammer to safely contest that platform, but Kyna doesn't need to. Raydish falling right into the recovery, into the down air as well at the long extension there. Oh my goodness, Kyna finding some activation on the hammer. Definitely what is in order to deal with this orb.
Agree. Let's see. Okay, more classic matchup happening right now. Kyna. Second burst, same as the first with the two-piece right there. Raydish recovery to get off me. Kyna, nothing left. Look at this juggle state now with the orb. How does Kyna land? Able to get on the soft platform, but the gravity cancel doesn't connect. Ooh, comboing with the weapon toss coming back down was real cute, but doesn't get too much outside of a little bit of damage.
And light there from Raydish, looking to cover, Kyna landing in the corner there, sending him back to center stage. Sweat beads come out. Raydish doesn't swing though. Unlike that game number 1 where he was going for a lot of swings off of Kyna sweat beads, now he's realizing I have such a dominant position here. I don't really need to. Side light, side air. Kyna into a bad spot. Another one.
And that's enough to do it.
That's a stock lead for Raydish now.
Yeah, I think Raydish has found his pace for sure, right? Like the slowdowns here, we saw a little bit of peculiar action here from Raydish going for some of these weird edge guards, some overextensions in game number 1. He said, no more of that. I'm going back to the tried and true side light, side air, my beloved. It's all I need.
And more side airs here doing so much damage, especially on this strength stance Red Raptor. Recovery there, doesn't find its mark. Raydish with a recovery of his own, looking to continue this juggle state. It's been very successful using that soft platform as well. The end light sends away. Kyna covering the high recovery with a double nair. It's not going to KO, but a great way to continue the juggle. Finally, Raydish has to find his way back down, but in doing so, Raydish was able to swap over to an orb on this next cycle, I believe.
Oh, no, he picked up the orb right before he got KO'd. I was going to say, really good on Kyna's part to be able to just patrol that weapon spawn, knowing Raydish wanted it to try to build up a little bit more damage. So now we have to fight the 1v1 right here with just boots. Raydish just throws it away right there. Kyna, once again, denying this weapon pickup at every possible opportunity, but now with the orb online, I'm getting a little bit nervous, PJ.
Yeah, this is a big opportunity for Kyna here to really just stop Raydish from getting his game plan going. But as I say that side light side there will find its mark. Kyna slides that hammer across the center stage, looking to find anything. As I say that, the side stick connects, but he falls out of it. It doesn't fully connect. The sider sends off stage. Kyna now scrambling to get back to center stage. It almost works out better for Raydish. It goes for the sideline. Kyna dodges, goes for the GC downlight into nair. It's not enough to KO or disarm. Raydish with the orb online, looking for a sidelight, looking for a side air. Kyna knows it as well. But he lets it rip into the left side stage, and Raydish takes the game with a Hail Mary side sig.
We had talked about the patient play from Raydish, how we're like, man, Raydish is really just zeroing in on these side light side airs, but there was a point where he did like 3 side sigs in that game already, and I was about to be like, man, he's really using this a lot, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then he just kept using it. It was so weird.
Doing less damage than Kyna did in that game, almost stealing it away there. And it was a really successful hammer game for Kyna. Very little battle boots usage and unarmed usage from Raydish, but oh my goodness, that was an absolute, just an insane side sig to go for there. Hopefully we get to catch it on the replays here, but man, and that's what Raydish was talking about in his interview. Like, I can be an explosive player, and sometimes all it takes is this random side sig to just work out. If he didn't hit that side sig, by the way, Kyna was in a perfect position to side air him with hammer. It would have KO'd.
Absolutely, yeah.
You can't do that versus hammer.
It's crazy, and I mean, like we said, it's just such an unorthodox decision for a player who is so calm, cool, and collected in these positions to just let it rip in some of these positions. Raydish on set point right here to deny Kyna after going on a rampage run through the redemption bracket. It might be the Red Raptor sitting in elimination side of top 6.
Ooh, this is going to be a very important game from Kyna. 9 games won, only 1 loss before this set, making his run all the way from the first round of the Gauntlet. Raydish, 1 game away though to getting into that final 6 bracket. Kyna picking up a weapon first there. We see the battle boots immediately thrown away from Raydish, knowing that the orb is the way he's going to make his money in the set.
For sure. For sure. I mean, how many motorcycles are we going to see in this game number 4? Make your predictions in chat now. This is going to be a crazy one.
Yeah, we saw 8 sigs in the last game. I'm sure we're not going to see as much as that game, but you still have to be so careful, and that just builds the mental stack on Kyna, who's already had to play so many sets. Now you're dealing with Raydish, who's not only able to really slow the pace of the match down, but also come out with those Hail Mary side sigs, end sigs. Anything from Red Raptor.
Tries to get the remix right there is Raydish. Kyna bats him away with the Nair off the left side right now. Do we find edge guard position? No, it's just going to be a hard reset instead.
Little end light from Kyna there. The side air calls out the jump from Raydish, though. It sometimes isn't that theatrical. Sometimes it's just a sneaky side air for Kyna as he wins neutral 8 times and takes your stock to Kyna special.
Right, said it before and say it again. It ain't much, but it's honest work right there. Raydish tries to get the exhausted recovery going. Side air right there, as well as a signature from Raydish with the boots equipped for an abnormally long time, by the way. For a player like Raydish, finds it off the gravity cancel. Not going to be enough for the KO, but the weapon toss covers the high angle as well. Kyna making it back towards the stage. GC bite comes through, but that's not going to connect either. Raydish finally, no, he still can't get the stock.
It disarms Kyna, looking for the side light there. Didn't find it. Kyna picking up an axe though. Going to be able to contend with the range a little bit here. Hopefully for some more extra credit. The end light sends off stage. Raydish having to dash back immediately into center.
Ooh, Raydish swinging a little bit right there. Side light comes through. This is what we know and love him for. Gravity cancel side light, but it's just a Sair to push pretty far off stage. Kyna running out of resources, bouncing it off the ground right there. The quick basketball dribble will find that first stock. Raydish playing a little bit from behind though.
Really crafty way to put out a horizontal hitbox on ground level while being in the air, using that bounce off the stage. Kind of knowing, hey, he's not on the ground, so I don't have to worry about side light or side air there. But instead, Raydish saying, I can still put a hitbox out. Raydish still showing the innovation on the orb and the reason why he's been a pain in the side of South America for so long, going for the extended juggle there, waiting out the dodge. The downer sends kind of really bad spot, dodges through though. The downlight into the Nair doesn't connect, but a side air from Raydish continues to rack on some damage, looking to fight back in this game. Side air sends kind of in a bad spot, picking up another orb. He's juggling the orbs.
Okay, StompSair.exe is online though. If you're kind of looking at it right there off the right side, taking the stock lead here, Raydish still has a game of padding right now, but of course he wants to end it in 4 if he can.
Picks up the battle boots now. We saw a lot of battle boots in the previous stock. He needs to do a lot more damage here in order to get that side light side air to confirm those KOs comfortably. Downlight continues to juggle, but an end light sends Kyna off stage, going for the downlight there. Didn't find it, but gets it with the reversal recovery. Kyna going for the weapon toss. Raydish finally finding a connection on the boots end sig to close out that stock, picking up the orb. Less than 100 damage on Raydish. But that's just 2 moves for Taro, so it's still a lot of a lead for Kyna.
Scratch that one off your bingo cards, folks. Raydish got a KO with boots and a boots signature as well. Here comes Raydish with a little bit more damage.
Be careful
with the last hit of the recovery as well. Kyna looking a little flustered here.
Side air there, downlight side air from Kyna on the whiff punish. Important to stay on top of it even in these scramble situations. Going for the side air there, Raydish dodging through it. Very good defensive game out of the corner. Kyna looking for the downlight, gets the side air. It's not enough to KO though, as Raydish has one last chance at life. Kyna gives him a chance to touch the wall, but The space afforded, picking up the battle boots is crazy.
Could it be? That's just enough to do it, and of course we are gonna go to a Game 5. A deep sigh of relief comes through for Kyna because he's gotta work for this one to make it out of the redemption bracket. Very tough challenge here from Raydish. PJ, my God, this is insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy how different Raydish looked in that game compared to the, the game before it, and Raydish has changed his playstyle up so much in this set. I don't know what form of Raydish we're going to be getting into this one. I think it's very dependent on the stage here as we lock in still with the Red Raptor and Teros. One game, a Game 5. Whoever wins this makes it into the top 6 bracket through the elimination side. Winner of this faces Wes. It all comes down to this one. We get back onto Apocalypse here. Raydish looking for the pickup on an orb. I mean, the orb's been amazing, but Raydish showing in the last game that his battle boots can still do it as well.
Yup, now or never. This match decides who will have the lion's share of representatives in the main bracket. Will it be North America or will it be South America? And what better venue than Small Fortress of Lions coming through for Game 5?
Down lights there, gets a little bit of a juggle going here. The soft platform definitely going to be assisting Raydish in the landing, but then again, Kyna can definitely punish you for going for it. A lot of downlights will cover that, and a terrible hitbox to get hit by there. The downward sending hitbox of the axe recovery. No capitalization there. Looking for the downlight here, looking for anything to confirm this stock. Sider sends away as Kyna just looks to hold the center stage. He has such a big damage lead though.
Oh, the bike once again, last hit. Well, at least just push off stage. Raydish scouting out with that gravity cancel there. Not able to get the conversion, but still in solid edge guard position.
Dodge in place there from Raydish, who's just trying to find a way to get on the ground comfortably to get those side lights going, but Kyna makes it so difficult to find control on it. So the weapon toss breaking the mold. Kyna, though, takes it in stride, dashes forward after getting hit by the weapon toss, trying to force Raydish into the corner, which is what Kyna is so good at, but Raydish finding great ways to cross up through, avoiding these downlights. Exceptional movement from Raydish.
Raydish has
he's
barely
able to
pressed
cross
the
through him.
Yeah, that was the first aerial we saw from Raydish, just so patient in not pulling the trigger, waiting for Kyna to make a mistake because he knows he has such a solid punish right there. That's the first big miss from Raydish, and it's going to cost him big time. Weapon toss comes through, and it's going to be first strike going over to Kyna.
It's crazy because the movement from Raydish was so solid there, knowing that, Kyna's looking to force Raydish into the corner, but that's a big whiff, and that's exactly what that game number 3 would have ended in if Raydish did not hit that side stick. He whiffs it there, he gets punished accordingly. Raydish with the battle boots online, looking to get a weapon toss into the unarmed recovery as an orb. Finds his way back down into Raydish's hands as that side light sider will close out that stock. And it's a very even game here as we're both 2 stocks apiece, clean 2 stocks.
Okay, let's see if this stacking position that you had pointed out in Game 1 comes to fruition. There's the neutral light that you had pointed out earlier, PJ, from Raydish, just trying to stay on top of Kyna, make any of these buttons a little bit awkward to press for the Teros.
Downers from Kyna here as Raydish puts out a downer of his own, looking to create some space, especially on the right side without that soft platform there. Kyna knowing that a lot of Raydish's game plan is crossing through vertically, sitting underneath that soft platform, but now moving over to the right side, kind of fighting back.
Okay, good wait there from Raydish, tries to clip with the Nair as well. Off stage, jumping. Kyna just an end light to cover. Covers the high angle as well, and this is set point for Kyna.
Insane movement there, feinting that he was going to look to cover a low recovery, instead jumping upwards, kind of like a box movement. Getting the side air there. Raydish looking for that side light. Hasn't found one of those in a while, as Kyna now just realizes he's 1 step away from completing the gauntlet and moving forward to face his South American brother in the main bracket.
And once again, I mean, neither player wanting to press a button, be the first one to act, because the other will certainly whiff punish. Raydish with a little bit of advantage right there. Tries to go for a Sair as well, but he's got to play this so careful. Sidelight Sair comes through. Second Sair gets there as well. It forces the disarm. Does he go for anything? No. So much respect for Kyna now. Wow. The recovery, enough to do it. And of course, even the Ninja Scrolls couldn't predict this one, PJ. It's last stock Game 5.
Last stock Game 5. This is for the winner of the gauntlet. Can Kyna complete his run through the entirety of it, or is Raydish going to stop the reign of Kyna? Orb in hand. Raydish looking to create some space between, but Kyna inching forward, sidelight into end, like so much damage on the side of the Teros. Raydish really hasn't hit much buttons.
Nair stacked on top once again. That's a good macro position for Raydish, but Kyna has the axe in hand.
Forward, they're both just scrapping for positioning there. No buttons being pressed. Raydish Thank you with the down like there. Kind of reversing. Raydish going for that side air. Side air covers high. Raydish covering with the recovery. The nair comes in, doesn't go for the gravity cancel NSIG, which has closed out so many sets for him in the past. Raydish now center stage, kind of dashing
Look
forward,
at this
looking
neutral
for anything.
though, PJ.
It's just movement. There's no buttons. They know that a whiff could mean life and death, could mean your spot in the main top 6 bracket.
We're seeing intense neutral from South America. Are you kidding me? This is insane. Raydish, it's such a he who acts second is going to win out in this position. Raydish, the first one to swing, kind of finds the hit. The weapon toss comes through. There's no weapon left for Raydish. Can he land? Okay, he's able to get the pickup here. The orb, excuse me, was primed up right here. Raydish, one opportunity left, kind of misses.
Sidelight Sider sends off stage. He finally hits it! Raydish finally gets the sidelight! It's not enough to KO though! Raydish! He talked about it in his interview! Raydish gets the ground pound! He said, I can be explosive! I can go for the ground pound! He finally gets it! He didn't lie about it on the interview. Raydish takes it over Kyna.
He willed it into
run.
existence. He said, I have swag. I don't just play neutral. I have ground pounds.
I can do it too.
Ground pounds even if they're disarmed. That's insane. Raydish denies Kyna after a monster run through the redemption bracket. It's going to be Raydish claiming his spot in